The next one is Tyler Coy from Austin, Texas, USA, with an entry of 122 characters. And this is a really interesting one because I'm still trying to understand what it does. And I hope the person right now in the chat room and he can send the message about the idea behind it. But let me just give you a tool. First of all, it composes a very interesting piece of music. And for you to understand this piece of music, you should remember, for example, arcade games that we played like a decade ago and the funny sounds that was in arcade games. So this thing, to my taste, is trying to imitate. And I'm going to play it for you right now. So you know the interpretation of a sound that you should have. So that was an interesting piece of music. And actually, I would like to say a couple of words about an interesting interface that Mathematica provides while simply composing the sound. This little piece of interface that you see here constructed automatically by the Mathematica interactive notebook. And basically, this code in most part constructs a list of data that the function, which is called listPlay, is applied to. So you construct a list of numbers simply, and then you wrap it in the listPlay, and it will make a music. But what's interesting about it, if you go to Documentation Center and look, for example, at the function listPlay, you see it's very easy, for example, to put inside some set of integers, for example. But then the sounds that you get from this would be completely noisy. But this is not what happens in this case. So just, just to demonstrate something, I took the data that are going into this interface to make a sound. So I'd like to show you. This is some very intricate structure of the data. They similarly do the same thing, but then suddenly behavior can change, as you see at the end, and come back. And this behavior you can see sometimes in so-called iterative recursive function, but there is no recursion here. It's a very interesting construction which uses bitwise functions, which we can find in Mathematica. If you go, for example, to tutorials on integer and theoretic functions in Mathematica, you can see functions like mod or bit and using those functions, we can construct this interesting list of data and just wrap it into listPlay, and it will automatically produce an interface that will play you that interesting sound. So the data almost look random, but the sound that they produce looks kind of harmonious to an ear. And I was kind of going through this code and trying to understand how does it work, why does it do this thing. So if the author in the chat room and he can send us a line, what he had in mind and what is the mathematical structure behind it, how it maps onto musical space, why doesn't sound like a noise but something interesting, please let us know, send us a line. This is a really beautiful example.
No, these were some of those fun examples that even our judges and our panelists, they'll learn a few things from time to time.
Exactly.